We're going to soak this thing in oil and maybe keep it as a spare in a bag somewhere, but it hopefully will never be needed. Well, let's do a quick recap on where things stand with respect to getting the chain and the sprockets off of Easy Rider. We've got the back wheel off and the back sprocket off. The front sprocket still needs to come off. They say that's a 40 foot-pounds torque mode setting on a 17mm bolt. We'll find out. I've got the new sprocket and the new chain and the new back sprocket identified. Getting these things off has not been easy. Now, in terms of the rear wheel, we got it off and might need to change out the bearing on this wheel. The tire's definitely toast. And we got the rear sprocket off, and one of those lug nuts or pins, I don't know what you call them, came out. So I have to figure out how to put that back in safely. And then up here we have the sprocket itself. It's not looking, I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm just going to replace it because it's not expensive to replace it, and I've got it apart, so why not? Here's the brakes I'm going to be replacing as well, and the housing, which I hope to take all the paint off and get it back to the aluminum. Here's what happened to the brake pads for the front. The actual material for the abrasive material, or the brake material, got rust jacked right off the back. Those are the backing plates. And this is one of the hose clamps that was holding the radiator together. It's totally corroded, out of condition. Here's the handlebars. They're a complete mess. And then the front calipers completely disassembled, finally. And then we have the back axle with all the fittings. So today what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get after that sprocket down there. Hopefully we can get that off reasonably easy, and the chain, which has been soaking in Varsol all night, the master link, hopefully we can get that open. That's the challenge for today. It's just the sprocket and the chain. Well, here we are. Managed to get the master link open. Strangely, there's only 3 of 4 O-rings in there, but this chain is trash anyways. I'm going to replace it. Getting the sprocket off was not a huge challenge either, and while getting the sprocket off, I also took some time to make sure that the engine would turn over, just to make sure the engine's truly not seized, and it truly isn't. So one step forward, sprocket off, chain off. We're going to soak this thing in oil and maybe keep it as a spare in a bag somewhere, but it hopefully will never be needed. And finally, the main sprocket and it's over here. Well, I guess you could call it the hub sprocket. I don't quite know what people call it. And the actual little tiny sprocket that connects to the engine is now soaking away, and hopefully that'll get all nice and shiny. Replacement parts are on order. They should arrive in about a week, at which point I'll put everything on and let you have a look. So far so good.
I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving me a like, and leaving me a comment. I really enjoy making these videos, and I want to know from you how I can make them better. The whole point of these videos is to demonstrate that if I can do something, you can do it too. Well, that's it for now. So long, and remember, keep making.